I wasn't meant to be there that night. That thought kept looping in my head as I sat in the car, engine idling outside the house, bass from the music trembling through the glass. Emily, my girlfriend, had said it was just a small hangout with her coworkers. Nothing serious. Nothing I needed to worry about. But the way she'd said it, too casual, too quick, made my gut twist. She'd told me not to pick her up, said she'd ride with the girls. Still, at 11:42 p.m., when she stopped answering, I found myself crossing town, convincing myself it was just to make sure she was safe. That was all. The house glowed with string lights, laughter spilling out into the yard. I recognized faces from the office Christmas party, people she once called just work friends. I stepped out, wiped my palms on my jeans, and started toward the door. The closer I got, the heavier the air felt. Inside, the room buzzed with perfume, alcohol, and laughter that sounded just a little too loud, a little too forced. I scanned the crowd. No Emily. I expected to see her dancing, maybe drinking. But she wasn't there. Hey, man. A voice slurred behind me. Jason, one of her coworkers, clapped my shoulder. Didn't think you'd show. Emily's out back. Out back. I nodded, pretending I belonged, and pushed through the crowded living room. My heartbeat was louder than the music. She's probably just getting air, I told myself. Nothing to worry about. The cold hit first when I slid open the glass door. Then the quiet. The backyard was dim. Fairy lights dangling across the fence, a few people smoking near the patio heater. And there, at the far end of the yard, half hidden behind a tree, was Emily. She wasn't alone. A guy I didn't recognize stood close. Too close. One hand braced against the tree, the other on her waist. She was laughing, that soft, breathy kind she used to save for me. For a second, I froze. Everything went still, sound draining away. I saw her tilt her head, his face leaning closer. Then I heard it. Her whisper carried just enough. I can't do this here. He chuckled. Then tell him already. Tell him what? I stepped forward before I realized it. The deck creaked under my shoes. Emily's head snapped up, shock, guilt, and fear flashing across her face. Michael, she gasped, stepping back. What are you doing here? I came to pick you up, I said, voice calm though my chest felt hollow. You stopped answering your phone. The guy muttered something about needing another drink and vanished inside. Emily folded her arms, defensive. You shouldn't have come. I forced a smile that didn't reach my eyes. So, what's going on, Emily? She looked away. It's not what it looked like. It looked like you were about to kiss someone who isn't me. She sighed. The kind of sigh people make when they've already rewritten the story in their heads. We've been distant for months, Michael. You barely talk to me. It just happened. Right, I said quietly. It just happened. Silence hung between us, sharp and heavy. Inside, someone cheered. Out here, I could hear my heartbeat. Finally, she muttered. Can we please talk about this later? Sure, I said. Later. I turned, walked back toward the car, never looking back. But as I reached the street, something twisted inside me. A gut-deep sense that this wasn't just a bad night. It was the beginning of something she'd been hiding for a long time. When I got home, I sat in the dark, phone still in my hand. I scrolled through our photos, birthdays, beaches, her goofy grin she thought no one saw. Somewhere between those snapshots and tonight, I'd lost her. Maybe she'd been gone long before. Still, one thought gnawed at me. What exactly was she supposed to tell me? That night, I decided I'd find out. By morning, sunlight cut through the blinds, and the ache in my chest was worse than any hangover. Emily's side of the bed was empty. She hadn't come home. Her phone was still off. I lay there staring at the ceiling, that dull, hollow ache spreading through me, the kind you feel when something's already broken, even if no one said it yet. Around 9, a text finally came. Michael, can we talk later? Please don't make this worse than it already is. Worse. The word made me laugh under my breath, a sound that felt more like breaking. I didn't reply. Instead, I drove to the cafe near her office, the one we used to haunt every Friday morning. I ordered her usual oat milk latte, half sugar, dusted with cinnamon. Old habits die slower than love. At 11 o'clock, she walked in. No makeup, hair pulled back, wearing that same gray hoodie from our lazy Sundays. She looked exhausted. Not guilty. Not even sad, just done. Like she'd already walked away from whatever this was going to be. "Michael," she said softly, sliding into the seat across from me. "You shouldn't have shown up last night." "You keep saying that," I answered. "I just want to know why not." She hesitated. "Because you weren't supposed to see it like that." "Like what?" "The truth." Her eyes flicked away, fingers twisting the paper sleeve on her cup. "It's not like I planned it. Things between us have been off. You've been distant. I've been lonely. We stopped feeling like us. So, you found someone else to remind you who you are?" I said quietly. "It's not serious," she whispered. "It just made me feel seen again." I let that hang between us. The anger I'd expected never came. Only this strange calm, like the still air right before a storm hits. "Does he know you still live with me?" I asked. She didn't answer. That's said enough. I took a breath. "Emily, I don't want to drag this out. If you're done, just say it." Her eyes shimmered for the first time. "I don't know if I love you the same way anymore." There it was, the truth she never meant for me to hear. Heavy. Final. I nodded slowly. "Then there's nothing left to fix." She looked relieved. And that hurt more than anything, seeing peace on her face where I was falling apart. Like ending us was the first real breath she'd taken in months. We left the cafe, without another word. She turned one way. I turned the other. And that's how 6 years ended. No shouting, no tears, just quiet understanding that something once whole had finally dissolved. But it didn't end there. That night, while packing her things, I noticed her tablet glowing on the dresser. A message thread was open. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. At the top was his name, Evan. Project lead. The same guy from the party. Their messages went back months. Dinner plans, little jokes, soft words. Nothing graphic, but everything intimate. And then one line buried between them. "Once I move out, we won't have to hide anymore." So that was it. The party hadn't been a mistake. It had been a farewell. A celebration of a decision already made. I set the tablet down, sat on the edge of the bed, and for the first time since last night, smiled. Not because I was fine, but because I finally understood. People don't always cheat because they stop loving you. Sometimes they cheat because they stop recognizing who they are when they're with you. And maybe that's the crueler truth. The next morning, I left a note on the kitchen counter. "You don't owe me an apology, just honesty. I hope he gives you what you were looking for." Then I locked the door behind me and stepped into the morning light. For the first time in months, the air felt clean. Later that week, she called once. I didn't answer. Then she texted. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I typed a reply but never sent it. Some endings don't need words. Silence says enough. In the weeks that followed, I moved into a smaller apartment near the bay. I started running again. Cooking. Remembering what peace sounded like without someone else's noise. Sometimes, when I pass a crowded bar or hear a familiar song, I think of that night, how the truth found me when I wasn't even searching for it. And though it broke something inside me, it also built something new. Because sometimes, the secret someone never meant for you to see is the one that finally sets you free.